The Detroit Pistons still have a couple of big name guys. They got a few intriguing prospects, a couple reclamation projects. Let's dive into the preseason film thus far and introduce you to this season's Detroit Pistons. 20th in offensive rating, 22nd defensive rating last year. Not atrocious, just lacking a clear identity. Dwayne Casey's third year now. Just what's the direction? Is it playoffs or bust? Is it retool? A lot of big money free agents they added. We'll see. I'm not sold on them 1,000%. I don't know exactly what the direction is, but they do definitely have some pieces. Let's introduce you to their lineup and see what we think. First of all, at point guard, it appears to be the 7th overall pick, Killian Hayes, who was 16 of 41 from 3 last season, but the season before that, overseas, 14 of 73. That's 19%. Kevin O'Connor likened him to James Harden because he shoots step backs, but there's a difference between shooting them and making them. I mean, this guy to me, just look at some of these clanks and defense goes under, just nowhere close to going in. Does he look like a pure shooter to you? I don't really see it. I'm not sure what this guy does at an elite level. He doesn't have amazing size for a point guard. He's not a great playmaker. He's kind of robotic. Is that a good shot with 14 on the shot clock? Step back, long two, going to his right. I mean, again, it's just at least if you could nail spot ups at an incredible rate, maybe it'd be more salvageable. But I mean, those weren't much better. I just, again, I'm not sure this kid is ready to be a starting point guard in the NBA. Not all is terrible. He's got a decent little floater. You know, he can get to the basket, go on his left a little bit. Is a backup point guard this season. I'd feel fine about him. I just feel like he was way overdrafted at the 7th pick, and I also feel like he's not ready to be a starting point guard in the NBA despite a few good plays here and there. At the 2 guard, not much more exciting. DeLon Wright appears to be the starter. He's 34% from 3 on his career, very erratic overall, and he just overall has a rep kind of as a guy that's a little passive, and then this is kind of the danger that you get into if you're going to have a 2 guard who's not, an amazing playmaker, doesn't get to the rim a ton, is not a great shooter, and now we're getting late shot clock. Now the ball's back in the hands of the rookie who doesn't have a great handle, and that possession just going nowhere. DeLon Wright has the potential to be a little bit of a disruptor defensively. That's a good thing. I guess if he could get to the rim a little bit, I mean, I feel perfectly fine about him as a, backup 2-1 kind of coming off the bench. But again, your starting shooting guard, in my opinion, has to be able to, when the defense goes under right here, shoot the ball. He is not an aggressive shooter by any means. Again, his handle's not amazing. You get this ball back in the corner, you're open, shoot the ball. I mean, you have to have a starting 2 guard who is a real threat to shoot and score at any time, and to me, I'm not sold on him being that guy. Jeremy Grant, the huge offseason acquisition that they paid a ton of money to, 39% from 3 last couple years. He is, without question, a great 3-and-D guy, a super utility player. I mean, look at this hustle as he gets hit on the pick and roll with Barrett to peel off, end up stealing the lob pass to Noel with great hands. I mean, he is active, he is high energy, he does a lot of things well, and the only thing that scares me is you hear him talk, and he keeps talking about Denver offered him the same amount of money basically, but he just wanted a bigger role. He wanted to prove like he's the guy. I don't know. He was great in the utility role. I'm not sure he's going to be a great ISO player, and there's a lot of pressure when you get a contract like this to step up and feel like you need to score 20, 25 points a game and be this superstar. That's not really been his game in his career, and I'm not sure he has that in him. So it does scare me a little bit that, yes, they paid a tremendous amount of money, amnestied or stretched whatever, a bunch of guys to be able to get him. And is he going to be worth that kind of money? I'm not sure. Mason Plumlee was the other acquisition. They got a pretty good chemistry together, obviously playing together for a long time in Denver. They're constantly looking for each other, as we'll see again here. Grant finds Plumlee. Plumlee is a great passer. I really like his game. He's going to be the starting center. His contract a lot more reasonable, 3 years, $25 million. He's going to play hard. He's got a really good feel. He's got good verticality, protecting the rim. He's perfectly solid, and he's well suited by this point to be a competent starting center, kind of in the mold of like a Cody Zeller, better passing. Not going to wow anybody, but he's going to do his job. Speaking of doing their job, Blake Griffin, if he could stay healthy, is, in my opinion, a top 15-ish player in the league. I mean, people forget he is so freaking talented and so good when he's healthy. If he could just give us one fully healthy season, I mean, this is the difference. This is why the Pistons, I think, still have hope and still believe that they could be, a solid, good, strong playoff team. How many fours in the league could step back off a pick and roll and hit that three off the bounce? Shot fake drives. I mean, there's almost nothing he cannot do in his game. Pick and pop, threes, spaces the floor, runs the floor, post ups, passes, little curly kneel dribbling exhibition to an amazing hit ahead pass to Jahlil Okafor running the floor. If he could please just stay healthy. I mean, he's their chance. You put him in 4-5 pick and rolls with Plumlee. He's got the ability to throw this 4-5 lob pass. I mean, that's scary. How many teams in the league can do that? That is a special, special talent. Speaking of special talent, Derrick Rose, the other big name on the team, in my opinion, I mean, they have to find a way to start him or at least have him always finish the games, play the most minutes probably at that point guard spot. Him and Blake, good chemistry together, and Rose just continues to find the fountain of youth. I mean, he looks so good. He's still getting to the rim like in his younger days. He's attacking, great little jump stops into his floaters. His game, he's just still like an all-star level player. He can't do it for 40 minutes a night, but again, I don't understand how a rookie is going to end up starting over this guy. I know Dwayne Casey likes him in his role, but he's the best point guard on this team by far. And he, like Blake, is, the other reason they have the potential to surpass expectations. Svi Mykhailiuk, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but did you know he shot 40% on 5 threes a game last season in 56 games, playing 23 minutes per game? He's pretty good. Third-year player, 23 years old. He is a knockdown shooter. I kind of, to be honest, like him more than Wright, starting maybe at the 2 guard, especially if Rose ends up starting, because he can shoot the crap out of the ball, and that's something this Pistons team does need and will need, and I think, he's the best shooter without question on the team, and that opens up some other things for him too, playing out a 2-man game here with Plumlee. Defense has to chase over his DHO, curls the cut all the way to the rim. Active player. Active as well, Sekou Doumbouya. I'm not doing great maybe with the name. They got some interesting names on this roster, but the former 15th pick last season, energy. That's what he needs to bring every single night. He's got a little bit of, yes, Pascal Siakam in his game. There's a huge difference between Siakam as a rookie and young player and Siakam now. Obviously, he's made a leap to a near MVP candidate. Sekou is more in the mold of Pascal as a rookie right now, so what does that mean? He's got huge strides to make, but you can see there's definitely something there. He's a good weak side cutter, really good at timing up perfectly when his defender goes to help on, say, the roll, back cutting from the corner for a finish. You're going to see him here on the weak side as his defender goes to stunt at the ball coming middle. He's going to cut then. Really good timing on his cuts. Josh Jackson's going to drive baseline here. Defense is zoned up on the weak side. Watch Sekou slash from the wing again. When he plays with that kind of motor, you definitely see flashes. Can handle the ball a little bit in transition. Can change direction a little bit with it in the half court. Not quite as good there, but something to be said for it. 29% from 3 last season. That's what really needs to become consistent, and it's certainly not a finished project, but preseason he shot the ball pretty well. Looks a lot better. He's got good arc, good rotation, good follow-through. Certainly, again, the makings of something are there. I would expect a lot of ups and downs this season and a lot of inconsistency, but I think he's a good project, and I hope he gets big minutes to prove that he can play and develop, and if he's a worker, again, he's got a chance to be special. You see great active defense there, working into a front to steal the ball from Robin Lopez, but this is kind of the Sekou experience that a little out of control, gets up in the air in transition, and turns the ball back over. Also, you'll have plays like this, which is like, sometimes the game's a little bit too fast for him still, needs to slow down. Not sure exactly what that pass was, but again, there's something there. Josh Jackson, Reclamation Project, former 4th overall pick, almost found himself out of the league because of discipline, maturity problems. If he's got his head on straight, though, there's no question he's a talent. He's shooting the ball phenomenally well in the preseason, which is, the thing that was kind of the weakness in his game initially. If he can do that, he can also create a little bit off the dribble. He's kind of a point forward type, a little bit at that 2-3. He's got some interesting floaters, finishes off the basket. He's a tremendous athlete. Obviously was a top 5 pick for a reason. So you take a chance on him, bring him back home. But again, if he's focused, if he's doing the right things, he's definitely got a lot of talent. And then where he can be at his best is as a pest defensively. He's got great length, speed. If he's in a stance like this, really moving his feet, he has the capabilities to be a top-level defender off the bench, taking a charge there. Again, that's the kind of plays that Detroit wants to see from him. Saddiq Bey, another young project, 6'8", 19th pick out of Villanova. Good shooter. He's got a lot of confidence. He's not bashful. Can provide some scoring punch off the bench. Will be inconsistent at times, but you have to like his faith in himself, and he's got some wiggle. He's got the ability to get his own shot off. He can get to the rim on occasion. I like this kid. He's a good project. He'll definitely get some minutes at the 3-4. Jahlil Okafor, sighting. How about him? He's maybe the backup 5. He'll get some minutes for sure at the 5. A very talented offensive player. Good old school post game. He's got some push floaters, things like that. The question is, can he guard anybody? Can he stay in shape long enough to play a little defense? Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up, hit that subscribe button, and check out the series featuring every team in the NBA.